What is up, everybody? We are back here for the NFL King Film Sports Week 10 picks, predictions, and betting locks here. And halfway through the season, yesterday I actually posted a video, mid-season playoff predictions, where I predicted the entire playoff field with remaining schedules, which was very interesting. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already after you watch this video here. And we'll start it out by getting into the recap of a pretty successful week 9 for me, especially on the game picks here. You see that I got the Titans-Steelers wrong on Thursday Night Football. Close game there. Levis just unable to get it done in the end. Then Falcons choked it to the Vikings, and Josh Dobbs, heroic comeback by Minnesota there on the road to get the win. And then the only other loss was the Cowboys at Eagles. Very entertaining, close game there. And just a couple of plays that were very close that went the Eagles' way instead of the Cowboys, or else Dallas would have won that one there. And then obviously you see the free lock of the week hit Ravens -4.5. Killed Seattle at home there. So let's get into the betting locks here. I had 2 picks on the Thursday night game, Titans +3 and the Titans-Steelers over 36. Titans end up losing by 4, even though they were winning for most of the game there. And the over looked like it was on track for most of the game. And a reminder that 36 points were scored. So we were 1 point off of hitting both of our bets. Very tough as we ended up losing both, -2.2 on Thursday night there. But it went up from there. We had the Chiefs -2.5 in London. They held on to beat Miami. Looked like they were going to run away with it at half, but that offense needs to get right. Didn't look great there, but again, Dolphins against a good team end up not showing up. Then we had Packers -2.5. They did not look good in this one against the Rams, but the Rams looked worse. They didn't even have Stafford in. Brett Rippon was not too good there. Then Commanders +3.5, just a value spot here on the road in New England. Thought they were the better team, and they ended up winning outright. Then the Falcons -3.5. This was very tough as they actually had the spread covered until the last heroic Josh Dobbs drive for the touchdown for the Vikings there, so they end up not covering the spread and losing outright. Then, lock of the week, as I mentioned, Ravens -4.5. Lamar 17-1 against NFC teams, and the Seahawks might just be a fraudulent team. I mean, Geno Smith only scoring 3 points there. Not a great showing for their offense. Then I had the Bucks +3. This one ended up getting pretty lucky in the end. I mean, it looked like the Bucks had a great comeback. Baker led them down the field, and they led 37-33. But then the Texans scored a touchdown, and their kicker was injured, so then they ended up kneeling it with 6 seconds left. So Bucks +3, barely covered there. Then we had the Ravens Seahawks over 43.5. This one was very tough. Seahawks offense just didn't show up at all, only put up 3 points. The Ravens actually damn near covered up themselves with 37 points. They had the ball in goal with a couple minutes left, but they ended up kneeling it out. Then we had the Texans Bucks over 40. I mean, both teams nearly covered the over 40 themselves, nearly doubled the total there with 76 total points. Then Cardinals Browns under 38.5. Very ugly game here. Clayton Tune starting for the Cardinals, didn't even score a point, so Browns win 27-0. Then we had the Panthers Colts over 44.5 here, and I was very displeased with Bryce Young in this game. Only put up 13 points for the Panthers. He did throw 2 pick sixes, which were good for the over there, but just not good enough for the Carolina Panthers at home, and they did not cover that. Then Giants Raiders barely held on for the under 38.5. Daniel Jones sadly tears his ACL in that one. Just a one-sided affair there for the Raiders. Then we had the Cowboys +3.5. This one got very unlucky as there were so many plays in that game. Dak stepping out of bounds on the 2-point conversion. Then Schoonmaker comes up a couple inches short on the touchdown. And then at the end of the game, the sequence with all the penalties and the sack against Dallas. So, I mean, not even just the Cowboys winning. There were so many plays that could have covered this spread, and unfortunately they were not made. So the Cowboys end up losing by 5 there. Then we had the Bills-Bengals over 48 on Sunday Night Football, and this one looked very good. The teams both scored touchdowns on their first drive. Then the Bengals score again. So we're looking at 14-7 after the first quarter. And then the Bengals kept scoring, scored 24 in the game, but the Bills had some costly turnovers. Josh Allen had an interception, and then Dalton Kincaid fumbled in the red zone, so they only put up 18 points there, so the over does not end up hitting in that one. And then a 2-unit lock on the Monday night game. We had the Chargers -1.5. I got it earlier in the week. I was just very confident in this game here. Chargers end up getting it done on the road. And this Jets team, again, frustrations with the offense as they could not move the ball at all in that one. So overall in the betting locks, +2.4 units on the week, and that gets us to +9.4 on the year, so decent there, but we could be doing better. And then the game picks, very solid, 95 and 41, 70% there. I think that's the best I've done halfway through the regular season. I think I was around 60% last year, so very impressive mark. We'll look to keep that up this week. Now, we get to the Week 10 action here, Thursday Night Football with the Panthers at the Bears, 2 teams with horrible records, and the Bears will actually have both of these teams' picks, so we'll see in that respect. In this one, Justin Fields might be coming back. Even with Tyson Bagent, I think the Bears probably win this game. I just don't think that Frank Reich is a great head coach. On a short week here after a disappointing performance on the road in Chicago, I think the Bears get it done here. I think it's going to be a very ugly, low-scoring game filled with a bunch of mistakes, but I think that the Bears played decently last week in New Orleans, and I think that they can carry some of that momentum into this one. I think they're the better team there. Then we get to another Germany game, Colts at Patriots in this one, and I'm going to be taking the Colts to win this game. I think that the Patriots are essentially tanking at this point. I mean, not actually. They're still trying to win these games, but they're just so bad. The Colts don't have a big talent edge in this one. I just think that Gardner Minshew is playing better football than Mac Jones at this point. Patriots have been dealing with some injuries, so that defense isn't as good as we're accustomed to seeing it. And then you've also got Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss in that Colts ground game. I think they're just going to be churning up yards all game. So in this one, I think it's pretty low scoring, but the Colts have the edge there. Then we get to a big one in the AFC North between the Ravens and the Browns. Ravens won in Cleveland earlier this year. That was the DTR game where Dorian Thompson-Robinson played horrible and the Ravens won easily there. Going to take the Ravens to win in this one, but with Deshaun Watson at quarterback for the Browns, I think it's going to be a little bit closer in this one. Still give me the Ravens to win, but this Browns defense is no joke, and I think they will cause some problems for Lamar Jackson. I think it's going to be pretty low scoring, but the Ravens get it done at home there. Then we get to the Bengals and the Texans, two teams. Offense is playing very well at the moment. Give me the Bengals to win. I think this one could be a bit of a shootout. CJ Stroud played at Ohio State, coming back to Ohio here. And I just think that Joe Burrow and that offense is clicking a little bit better. And Texans, even with their defensive-minded head coach DeMeco Ryans, just aren't there on defense yet. So give me the Bengals to win this one, but I think that one could be close there. Then we get to a big game between the Niners and the Jags. Both teams coming off of the bye. In this one, I'm going to have to take the Niners to get right. They lost 3 straight before that bye. I think that Shanahan is going to be in his bag calling these plays, and I think that Purdy's going to be a lot better. You also have Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel potentially coming back there, in addition to Chase Young, who they traded for on the trade deadline last week. So I think that this Niners team is going to be hyped up. Jags have a 5-game winning streak, I believe, so they are very hot coming into this one, but I just think that the Niners are the better team there. Just give me them to win on the road. Then we go to our lock of the week, Saints at Vikings. In this one, give me the Saints minus the 2.5. Now, I know they are the road team, but I'm only laying 2.5, less than a field goal, quasi-money line spot, as I like to call it. And I just think the Saints are a much better team. It is on the road and US Bank Stadium, pretty good environment. The fans will be hyped because they got a great win last week, and they also beat the Green Bay Packers the week before. But with Josh Dobbs in this one, I just do not believe in them. I think if the Saints play on offense like they have the past couple of weeks, they will make quick work of this Minnesota Vikings team there. So give me the Saints to win big. Then we get to the Packers at the Steelers. And in this one, I'm going to be taking the Packers. A little bit of an upset here. No, they have not played well in the last few weeks. But I just have a funny feeling that they will be better than the Steelers in this one. I think it's just going to be a very close game, coming down to a last-second field goal. And the Steelers have been winning all of these games, especially at home under Mike Tomlin. There's no reason for me to think they will lose. I don't think that Kenny Pickett is playing great right now. Packers defense is decent. And then Jordan Love, I mean, there's got to be some progression here. He's got to play better, and it is against a tough Steelers defense, but hopefully he can make some plays here down the stretch so the Packers can end up winning in that one. Then we've got the Titans at the Bucs. This one really just a toss-up for me, but I'll take the Bucs here. They showed me a lot, even in a loss to the Houston Texans. Now, that defense needs to play a lot better, and Will Levis has been playing well for the Titans, so that does scare me a bit there. I think this one could be a bit of a shootout, but just think that the Bucs need to win this game at home. Bit of a coin flip, but give me Tampa Bay to win that there. Then Falcons at Cardinals. This one has a bit of intrigue as the Cardinals look to be getting back Kyler Murray at quarterback. I don't know how he's going to look in his first start back from that torn ACL. We'll be taking the Falcons to win this one. Bounce back. They need this one in a playoff push on the road here. I think Taylor Heineke will play a lot better. Bijan Robinson has to get more active in the offense. He did fumble last week, which was big in the Minnesota comeback. So I think this Falcons team will play a lot better. Cardinals, even with Kyler Murray back, the team's just not very good. So give me the Falcons to win on the road there. Then Lions at Chargers. This one will be a very good game. Probably a shootout, and in this one, I'm going to be taking the Chargers to win at home here. And just think that Justin Herbert is the more consistent quarterback over Jared Goff. Don't really trust the Chargers in these close games here, so if it is close down the stretch, good luck to them. But I just think that this Chargers offense playing good all year, and that defense really stepped up on Monday Night Football. You saw what happened when the Lions went to Baltimore there, got exposed a bit. And even that Raiders game on Monday night, they completely dominated that game, and it was still pretty close. Give me the Chargers to win here. I think they just need this win a bit more at this point. Then we get to the Cowboys and the Giants, and these two teams played week 1, and it was 40-0. I think we could see something similar here. Cowboys just way better, and the Giants starting DeVito there. I mean, it's just not a good formula, so give me the Cowboys to win big. I think they bounce back after that Eagles loss. Then we get to the Seahawks and the Commanders. This one could have massive ramifications for the wild card down the road, potentially in the NFC. In this one, I'm going to be taking the Seahawks. I think it's going to be close. The Commanders have been a frisky contender in a lot of these games. Remember, they played the Eagles close a couple of times there. I think even going across the country, they could get this one done. Remember, they did have that huge comeback in Denver. And the Seahawks, I mean, they have to bounce back after that Ravens performance, but it was just so bad, 37-3, that you can't be fully confident in this team. Still, though, I think they have the talent advantage against this Commanders team. Geno Smith should be able to outplay Sam Howell, but we'll see in this one. Give me Seattle to win close there. Then we get to the Sunday night game, Jets at Raiders, and this one will be a very ugly game. Give me the Raiders to win this one. I love the team morale with the interim head coach, Antonio Pierce. I know that a lot of the times when the interim head coach wins, the team has a burst of energy, and they win that first game, and then it slowly declines throughout the season. Hopefully that doesn't happen just yet. The Raiders get this win against the Jets team. Very frustrated, short week going across country to Las Vegas here. Do think that the defense will play pretty well there, and I just think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. But Aiden O'Connell looked decent last week, so I think that he'll be able to outplay Zach Wilson there. Josh Jacobs got going, so give me the Raiders to win that one. And that brings us to the Monday night game, Broncos at the Bills here. Bills need to win this one. I think they get it. Think that it might be a bit of a struggle against a Broncos team that's been playing much better. In specific, their defense, they let up 70 points to the Dolphins, but then these last couple of games against the Chiefs have been playing very well. Upset the Chiefs in their last time out, coming off of the bye here. I think this one's going to come down to Russell Wilson versus Josh Allen, and I trust Josh Allen a little bit more in that one, so give me the Bills to win. Must-win game at home there on Monday night. So with that being said, let me know your guys' thoughts on my predictions in the comments down below. What's your thought on the betting lock of the week? Saints -2.5 there, and some of the other bold takes that I have. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.